Today, we're diving into a story that might surprise you. It's about Disney, one of the most trusted family brands on the planet, and a pretty massive data privacy mess that involves, well, your kids. Let's get right into it. And just a quick heads up, this explainer is brought to you by our friends at pressreleasecloud.io, your go-to experts for multicast content distribution and all things digital. Let's just start with this number, $10 million. I mean, wow. That is the size of the fine that Disney just agreed to pay because they violated federal laws specifically designed to protect kids' privacy online. So yeah, that brings us to Disney's $10 million mistake. We're going to break down exactly how a brand that's pretty much built on family trust ended up getting this so wrong when it comes to children's privacy. Okay, so here's the core of the problem. It all comes down to something that sounds so simple. On hundreds of its YouTube videos, Disney just didn't check the box. They failed to label them as made for kids. And that one tiny mistake, it opened the floodgates for YouTube to illegally scoop up personal data from any kid under 13 watching those videos, all without a single parent knowing about. So how in the world did this actually happen? And what law are we even talking about? Well, that gets us into how a law called COPPA was violated. Let's dig into the details of the law and that super important Made for Kids label. At the heart of this whole thing is a law called COPPA. It stands for the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. For more than 20 years, this has been the big one, the cornerstone of kids' digital privacy in the US. And its mission is really simple. If you're an online service, you cannot collect personal info from a child under 13 unless you get that kid's parents' permission first. Period. So what is this Made for Kids label that caused all this trouble anyway? You can think of it like a light switch that every single person who uploads a video to YouTube has to decide to flip on or off. And the difference that one little click makes, it is huge. It's like night and day. When a video is labeled for kids, personalized ads are shut off. Comments and notifications, they're off. And this is the big one, data tracking for ads is seriously limited. But when that label is missing, like it was for Disney, it's like all of that data collection machinery is turned on and running at full blast. Okay, so this leads to the real question, right? What kind of information are we actually talking about here? What data was being collected from kids without anyone's permission? We're talking about things called persistent identifiers, which, are basically digital trackers that follow your child around the internet. We're talking about geolocation data that can figure out their physical location, their viewing history, their IP address, info about the device they're using. All of it was being gathered up for one main reason, to build detailed advertising profiles on children. This quote from privacy advocates really just hits the nail on the head. This systematic collection of data from children is precisely what COPPA was designed to prevent. This wasn't some accident or a one-off glitch. It was a systemic failure that completely undermined the entire point of the law. Now, as much as this Disney case is making headlines, it is so important to understand that this is part of a much bigger picture. Disney is not the first major company to get this wrong. Not by a long shot. I mean, just look at the timeline here. Back in 2019, TikTok got fined $5.7 million for pretty much the same thing. That very same year, YouTube itself got slapped with a record-breaking $170 million fine. That fine, by the way, is exactly what forced them to create this whole Made for Kids system in the first place. And now, we see Disney with its $10 million settlement. It just goes to show that regulators are really starting to crack down. Okay, so that's the problem. It's a lot. So, what can you, as a parent, actually do about it? Let's get into some real, actionable steps you can take right now to help protect your kids online. It really all boils down to 3 key things. First, use a platform that's just built safer from the ground up, like YouTube Kids. Second, enable the safety settings that are already there for you, like something called restricted mode. And third, and this might be the most important one, talk to your kids. Have an open conversation about this stuff. All right, here's a more detailed checklist for you. Using YouTube Kids instead of the main app is a huge one. But also, think about creating separate profiles for your kids on your devices, turn on parental controls everywhere, and every once in a while just check app permissions to see what they're allowed to do. And of course, finding ways to teach them about privacy that they can actually understand, that's crucial. And one more checklist for you, this one focused just on YouTube's own settings. Google's Family Link is a really powerful tool. You can enable restricted mode to help filter out mature stuff. Oh, and turning off autoplay? That's a total game changer to stop kids from just falling down a rabbit hole of videos.
And just checking in on their watch history helps you stay in the loop. So we'll leave you with this question to think about. As our kids' lives get more and more digital, who is ultimately responsible for their privacy? Is it on the companies like Disney, the government, or does it really fall on us as parents to help them navigate this new world? It's a really important conversation to be having. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.